Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So go so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together, take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. If you just as a breeze at night, all I really want in my life. Oh yeah, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it beautiful girl.
Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look, I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me Aston Kutcher, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes, I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
you're touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
All right, welcome back. As I was just playing the intro, getting ready, listening, I was looking at the signal. I was like, T-Mobile, shout out to T-Mobile, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm looking at the signal right now. It's like, the upload speed is terrible right now as we speak. So I don't know what this is going to come out looking like. You could just manage them like that. All right. But welcome back. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios mobile on the road. I am on the road. So I don't have my typical, there's a lot of noise in front of this hotel, and you could just manage them. I have my microphone, so you can manage them as it be. But welcome back. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Hopefully things will improve. Hopefully to come out okay. But shout out to my sponsors: Life with Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Grace Corner, D Love, and Yes TV. I appreciate you for always supporting the platform. You can sponsor any of our shows for as low as 99 cents. Right now we're $116 in on our goal for $318.76 this month. And our last show was $109. But thank you. The least you can do is please help us hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Basically what we do is we come here, we talk about life and relationships from our trendy topics. We use trendy topics to extract these lessons from a self-power, social, seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence standpoint. Shout out to all of you that watched our last show. I was in chat hanging out in this same. I'll be hanging out in the chat on this one too. Hopefully, inshallah. Okay. All right. So please engage in the chat. Let's make the most out of this moment while I'm on the road. We're gonna keep it short and precise and concise and straight to the point. So. And by the way, you can download our books for free at www.manofprestige.com. There's some bikers making noise right now. You see my life. I'm used to my studio, so I pay attention to every little detail. So hopefully you guys can hear me, and no big deal. All right, and you can get our merch at merch.manofprestige.com. You can also see them under our videos. All right, let's see here. Also, if you have any questions or anything like that for me, if you have any questions for me, you can send an email to ask@manofprestige.com. You can also hang out with us behind the scenes at whatsapp.manofprestige.com. All right, so with that being said, let's get to today's shows. We have a big show today as usual, so we're gonna extract some lessons. Please engage in the chat and let me know your thoughts. I will be revisiting them as we get to them. All right, without any further ado, do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Oh, by the way, if you're out in Seattle, Washington, hit me up by email. Okay, if you're in Seattle, Washington, that's where I'm at right now. All right, good. The email is ask@manofprestige.com. All right, so what else do we have here? House rules done. Let's just get to today's story. I'll be back in about 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, I'm gonna pause this for a second and then refresh. I'll see if I can get a better speed. Let's do that.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. So, we're talking about I know Herbert Wigwe again. This time around, we're talking about Herbert Wigwe's source of wealth, the illusion of honest wealth beyond the Igbos. So what I saw earlier on today is that I noticed that Igbos, the word Igbos was trending on the internet, and somebody left a comment here as well, and it just kind of like, you know, I think I mentioned it very briefly yesterday that, you know, tribalistic people, is that the right way to say, people that have a tendency to engage in tribalism, if they look around them, they can always find a good excuse to engage in this bad behavior. All right. And I think to a large extent, it's also instilled in the people. People just have a tendency, you know. So Igbos was trending in Nigeria. I can even see a comment here right now. Let me even play this video. Okay, how about we play this video from Very Dark Man, and then we'll take it from there. Let me play this video. Actually, let's play this video from Very Dark Man.
Say me and the light talk my own the way he beat me for Bode. Yesterday, while all those protests was going on, Charlie Boy tweeted this: as Nigeria is boiling with hardship, with protests here and there, don't ever join the protests, especially if you are an obedient Nigerian. Most especially if you are from Southeast. Let those Imo, Lokum and Agbadorians protest their stupidity. Obedience will always find their way. Now, before you receive this advice from Charlie
Jesus
Boy,
Christ.
I want you to understand something. Charlie Boy is over 70-something years old. Ask yourself a question: what was Charlie Boy doing in his youthful days in this country? Charlie Boy was snapping naked pictures with men and women and all that, drawing tattoo up and down, going everywhere with power bike. You understand? He was so disobedient to his own father that they even disowned him.
Jesus.
Do you get the point? So Charlie Boy have lived his whole lifetime to a particular level, flexing his life. Now it's at his old age, he feel it is the right time to come and tell you people what to do. If people are listening to him, Charlie Boy don't enjoy his own life. Charlie Boy has enjoyed his own youthful age. He did not do anything with it, because if this ginger Charlie Boy has now, he was using it since, we for no day where we did. You understand? At least we for no day where he did. So Charlie Boy coming out to come and talk, he's just surprised. And some people are listening to him. Then again, I saw this type of videos.
So this man called me that I should come and drink. They are flexing. They said they love Tinubu's government, and they say no Igbo man should join any protest.
I saw a lot of videos like this. Some Igbo people, here we are protesting, they'll be drinking beer. You understand? Now, you see all these things, you will think it's cruise. Nigeria is our own. You understand? Nigeria is our own. Now, all of you are saying it is the Yorubas that should protest because they did not let Peter Obi win. It shows how tribalistic you people also are. You understand? Now, let's go back to the time during Peter Obi protest. Go and check out the people that championed the protest. During Peter Obi campaign, go and check out the people that championed it. Mr. Macaroni, Faust, and some other people like that, which are mainly Yorubas, to the point that their own people were calling them bastards. Do you understand?
All right, let me play this other video here. This is really sad what's going on. This video has been going viral since yesterday.
And they say no Igbo
Let's
man
see.
should join. So this man called me that I should come and drink. They are flexing. They said they love Tinubu's government, and they say no Igbo man should join any protest. Yes, so it's very bad time. Yes. If we want you before and you refuse to leave,
All right. So this is, as you can see, This is when I say Nigeria has not hit rock bottom, and I say, hey, let me be sensitive on yesterday's show. This is what puts me on the fence. I look at things like this, I'm like, wow, it's crazy how people think, right? There's this tweet here says, Igbos finally pledged support for Tinubu's presidency, vows to not join any protest against presidency, the most patriotic Nigerians. All right, so they were being sarcastic, right? So again, sarcasm, condescension, when you're talking about real issues, sure, there's no crime in that, but it's just an indication of the fact that people are not ready for change. They're not ready for change. The reality of what you're looking at right now is that if it was Peter Obi that was there, they will be dragging him just in a different direction, but it will be the same dragging, because temporarily the economy is going to do what it's going to do, meaning you can't fix fundamental problems overnight. The only thing you can do with that situation is, if it was an OB, it will be a representation. It will inspire. It will be inspiring, But there's only so far that can go if you're not really bringing any kind of value to the table as a nation, As a matter of fact, let me play this video from Daddy Freeze talking about if it was Peter Obi or Showore, which I don't think that's a possibility, but we never say never, right? It's not probable. There's no probability, okay? But anything is possible, I guess. Let me play this video and then we'll take it from there.
Government, I supported Omoyele Showore, and I know a lot of youth supported Peter Obi. They probably will have had to do the same exact things that this government is doing. The only difference is they will have served as the anesthesia while this economic surgery is going on.
So what he meant by that is something that I mentioned yesterday, which is they would have been inspiring it to instill a level of confidence to a large extent, not just to a little extent. If Nigeria can have courage enough to vote for new faces, people that represent a complete change, not basically rehashing the same thing, a lot of people will be inspired by that. That will bring confidence to the marketplace. That will bring confidence for investors who might want to come back home and reinvest back, or confidence that just want to come into Africa, period, right? It will represent a lot. And that is a big deal because the market is also controlled by emotions. Yes, greed, or you can call it confidence in this respect, and fear, And when people have fear, they are afraid. They don't know who's going to burn up a house or what security issues they're going to have if they start a factory or things like that. Then that will affect the money in your pocket and the value of the money in your pocket as well. So I said, you can see that the title does say Herbert Wigwe's source of wealth. Why are we talking about that? I'll tell you why we're talking about that. Let me do this really quickly. Let me read a comment from somebody that came in. Okay, somebody said, aside, this is a comment that was left on our pages here. The person said, aside from the Igbos, such as Herbert Wigwe, I put that one in there, but that's the topic we're talking about. How many so-called billionaires in Nigeria made their money without stealing from Nigeria? Please educate us on that value. Okay, this is an additional comment from somebody else. Please educate us on that value-adding system that takes from the poor only for the rich to gain more control of the nation's wealth. Okay, there's a lot of things wrong with this statement, or dual statement, if you will. All right, there's a lot of things wrong with it. Let me see if I can post the whole thing. I'm not sure if it can fit, so you guys can read what we're talking about. And and again, it's not a matter of right and wrong, as I've always said. Okay, that's not what this is about. It's not a matter of right and wrong. Okay, because honestly, I do think that you have, for the most part, you have best interest of the nation at heart. You're just trying to come up with your own ideologies. You're trying to process it, and you might be, You're just saying what you feel, and that's okay. That's fine. There's no crime in that. So you're right.
Well, you're right.
Well, of course, except the tribalistic part of the statement, aside from Igbos, if you're going to, okay, so let me slow down. Okay, not tribalistic, generalization over simplification that I've always pushed against on this platform. You cannot generalize that all Igbos are the ones who are becoming billionaires without stealing from Nigeria. It depends on what you mean by stealing too. What do you mean by stealing? Right? What do you mean by stealing? Okay. Aside from the Igbos, that's a tribalistic phrase. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. If I ask you for data and show me some, I bet you don't have anything to show us outside of the ones that are popular. And of course, many of us did not even know about Wigwe until the crash, sadly, So just like we didn't know about Wigwe, there are also many billionaires that cut across Nigeria in all these different tribes that you've never heard of them before, but they're also doing well in their own right. Now, the second part of this, which is how many so-called billionaires in Nigeria made their money without stealing from Nigeria. It depends on what you mean by stealing. If Wigwe was your son, or a son of your family, or your uncle, or somebody who came from your family, would you be using that same language? I bet not. As a matter of fact, if he has an opportunity and doesn't take advantage of it, which may include, quote unquote, on paper, bribing, quote unquote, taking advantage of certain policies, maybe some opportunities that Obasanjo opened up. A lot of people accuse Dangote of the same thing, that he took advantage of some policies that, some opportunities that were opened up for them during the Obasanjo days. If they don't take advantage of that opportunity, would you not curse them? Yeah, you would curse them. You would literally curse them out and say maybe want to follow back or Lati village. You would say that. So what do you mean by stealing? Okay, what do you mean by stealing? That's the question that I have for you. Oh my God, it's all type of madness going on here. Anyway, thank God for the microphone. I know you guys can hear me clearly. Anyway, so many billionaires and they made their money without stealing. So how many so-called billionaires? The reality is that all the money you spend in that marketplace, all the money that sips into the public scenes, all the money that ends up in the hands of a tailor, a organizer, a gate man, a housemaid, if you want to go by your logic of stolen money, they're all stolen money. Nigeria does not produce anything. You're not listening. Nigeria does not produce anything. The money that's circulating are all stolen money. Okay, go and ask very well. That anti-reception that sit by the desk that will not bring out the files unless you shock them with something, right? Should we talk about the policemen on the streets that are just trying to get back home and have a little something to feed their innocent children? Like, how far do you want to go with you defining stealing from Nigeria? What do you mean by stealing from Nigeria? Yeah, but Ola, let's stop the cap. Let me help you. Let's stop the cap, right?
Stop the cap.
We're not talking about stealing like big guys like the Lumelus and the Wigwe. It's completely different. Sure, you're right, but that's not the reality. The reality is that it's all twisted, okay, in different ways. Excuse me if my internet is acting up right now. I can see the signal when it's acting up. All right. The reality is that when you have a society, when there's negatives going on, like the one that you guys have been talking about, that I'm also acknowledging, right? The reality is that it's only possible when the general public enables it. It's okay, yeah, that doesn't mean that they're guilty. It doesn't mean we're blaming the public. No, that's not what that means. What I'm trying to get you to see is I want you to see beyond the victim thing, that people are victims. Okay, the reality is that the children, if you don't get this right, the children that will come 20 years from now are the victim, are the actual victims. Just like in a relationship, just in a marriage. And playing the victim is not going to be, ignorance is not an excuse. I'm telling you right now that it's beyond persons stealing money. It's a systemic failure across the board. Okay? When you don't have anything else to say, then you start going in the direction of tribalistic commentaries like the one that you're looking at on the straight here, on this skinny here. But let me address the second part of it here, right? Somebody said, please educate us on that value hiding system that takes from the poor only for the rich to gain more control of the nation's wealth. I mean, just look at the statement. The statement is contradictory. Okay? The statement is contradictory. If they were truly the poor, that means they have nothing. What exactly are we stealing from the poor? I mean, what exactly are they stealing from the poor? The only thing you can talk about is public funds. And unfortunately, public funds is not what makes a nation thrive. What makes a nation thrive is producing more than they consume, selling more than they consume, and selling more to the rest of the world than they consume in a competitive world. That's what makes a nation wealthy. A nation wealth that is public funds is not wealth. This is a mindset issue. We need to get it right. I'm trying my best, okay? Nation wealth. Oh, now I see. Sorry about that. The noise was coming from right behind me. It was the stupid AC. Nation wealth that is purely public funds, which is what you're talking about, which is stolen by, it's not wealth. Okay, it's basically it's to dry run, or you continue to acquire more and more debt. So that's that. So there's no such thing as nation wealth in that. And then when you say take from the poor, how can you take from the poor? I mean, look at it holistically. Okay, from your standpoint, I get what you're saying. On the surface, our regular talking points, which is these people they are stealing from the have-nots. I get it, but just think about that second. I want you to connect that with the victim mindset. All right, I really want you to really think about it squarely and take your time. Don't react with your emotions. Think about it a little bit more. If we're stealing from the poor, exactly what are we stealing from the poor? Are you talking about public funds? Because that is not nation wealth. That there's no wealth in that. It's just a bunch of base. It's debt. It's national debt. Right? Now, what the poor has is what they don't necessarily realize. It's not the money. Okay? What they don't have is the will to fight, because they're not ready. They're not there yet. That's what the poor don't have. And that's something we need to pay attention to. Okay? Let me see if I can capture a very good part of what Dr. Sam was talking about here. All right, I'm right on the money right here. This is a session that Dr. Sam did earlier on today. I'm going to play it, and I want you to really think hard about this. Can you really place, as a nation, as a group, right? Can we place ourselves in this box that he's talking about, at the same time try to hold, quote unquote, the thieves accountable? Right, spending all our resources holding thieves accountable. I'm always for holding thieves accountable, but in terms of just playing the blame game, can you see yourself thriving as a nation and doing that at the same time? It's a question for you. Let me play it for you.
Remember, first, we can't afford to see ourselves as victims. All you will see is negativity. All you'll be doing is complaining and lamenting. Once you see yourself as a victim, you are not anybody's victim in this world. You are too powerful for that. And secondly, the problem solver, and you need to make sure you create time to free your imagination to create solutions for people.
For people. Go and watch it. It's called Start and Grow Your Business. I haven't tried. I just kind of stumbled into it during the day, and I just thought it was a powerful message that it was talking about there, So Wigwe, Elumelu, and all those guys, there's no question that they benefited greatly. If you can break yourself loose from the shackles of playing the victim, somebody's going to be calling you a Wigwe, Elumelu at some point in the future, because you didn't sit down there complaining, playing the victim. You took, and then you become a quote unquote philanthropist, right? And then you move faster. So the idea that somebody is taking from the poor and for the rich and gain more control of the nation's wealth, the nation is in debt. I don't know if you're paying attention that there's no wealth. Okay, that's because the people are poor in the mind, and your president is trying to help, but he's not capable at this point, at least.
Let's be poor. Breathe.
Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Let's continue the conversation, because again, people do this in relationship as well. They play the victim. A lot of time they are the victims, but a whole lot of time they perpetuate it by continuing to complain and just dwell in the funk. And hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, and let's talk some more about this. I'll be back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Bode George again. Bode George is still, and retired Commodore politician Bode George, who was the first one who started dragging Wigwe in a video that came up. I guess the video was recorded before, but came up after the passing of Wigwe, and he was dragging Wigwe, Lumelu, Emefiele, and basically a bunch of people who are now billionaires. It said they're the one taking advantage of the national wealth, which is what some people are talking about. So Bode George supporters cry foul. Is the justice system just for the poor? All right, so there's a comment that somebody left, and this was the comment, and that's really what I want to take a few minutes to address, because again, some of these things is the mindset that's continue to perpetuate the state of the nation. All right, leave your comment. Let's talk about it. We'll use them to rub minds together, and then we'll continue to expand our thoughts. Okay. All right. So, the justice system, all laws are only for the poor people. All right. So, all laws are only for the poor people. The reality is that there's no perfect justice system anywhere, just in case you're not aware. Okay? There's no perfect justice system anywhere. As you and I were talking right now, Donald Trump is busy complaining about the justice system in America, how it is corrupt, how they stole from him, and all this kind of stuff, But poor people in general, people that are reading with poverty, cannot afford to play that game. I don't know, maybe Donald Trump can afford to play that. You can't afford to play that game. It will just get worse and worse and worse. And this is the part where people say, that's tough, that's not fair. But how is that a fair system? That's the problem. I don't know what you mean by fair, what your expectations are when it comes to fairness. It's simply not our reality. Okay? So, the justice system, I don't know what I said in the video that made this person think that I'm championing the justice system in Nigeria. No, absolutely not. Far from truth. I am not championing the justice system in Nigeria. The justice system couldn't be even more flawed than anything else, And we all know that, unless somebody is just going to cap.
Stop the cap.
Right? We know that. But all laws are only for the poor people. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way. Now, you have two choices. You can sit with that ideology and complain and complain and complain and complain about it, right? Or you can decide that, okay, I'm going to put myself in a position to win regardless. In spite of, I'm going to win. And then I will be in a position to actually help change the laws so that no one is above the law. The reality in life is that the powerful, in many respects, in many regards, you will see things and you will feel like they're above the law. The reality is that in many ways, they are above the law because they can buy their way through the system. Is that a good thing? No, you're right. It is not a good thing.
You're right.
It is not a good thing. However, crying about it, is that a good thing? Oh, yeah, sure.
You're right.
But if you think is the right thing to do, you're right. If you want to think a little bit deeper than that and say, let's take a closer look at the results we've been getting all your life, literally. If you're watching this right now, that's the literal truth, okay? All your life, we've been crying, complaining, asking for fairness. Yeah?
Continue.
All of that. How is that working out for us? Asking for fairness. How is that working out for us? What do you think? You think the enemy cares about fairness? Who's the enemy? Who are the politicians? Who are the powerful? Who are the billionaires? Right? Who are these people? They're also just people. They just happen to have power that they've managed to engage. They are very aware they have this kind of power. They've positioned themselves in a place where, from a psychological standpoint, even if they wanted to do the right thing, they will change the meanings of the right thing. They will readjust their senses because they are trying to compete in a world that's full of competition. Okay, to whom much is given, much is required. They have a lot more to worry about than the average person because they've cooked up this world for themselves and they have to protect all of that empire, all of it. They have to protect it. Right? So as much as you feel they are enjoying,
I never expected it.
as much as you feel like they're enjoying, maybe not. In fact, I was listening to, who was that I was talking about it, and they were saying even the Wigwe was not necessarily at peace because some of these people, a lot of time they've beaten more than they can chew, but we don't pay attention to that, you know. So the justice system, when you say justice system, whatever you heard there was basically you were disconnected from the idea that I've always preached here, that there's no such thing as fairness. What exists is power. Okay? And we all have power, but the majority of us are not engaged with our power, which essentially effectively make us powerless. Right? Meaning, anytime you see an opportunity to say somebody took advantage of you, you have a very high chance of engaging that and crying and saying they treat you unfairly. And while you may be right,
you're right.
You just perpetuate it. It just gets worse and worse and worse because at the end of the day, there's 8 billion people here and you're competing. I may the best player win. That's the reality. But Ola, what are you doing? Are you encouraging these people to continue to manipulate and take advantage of it?
You get it?
If you don't get it, forget about it.
Do me a favor, share your thoughts with me in the comment below. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Let's keep talking about it. I would like to engage the conversation. Let's keep talking about it. I'll be back with the next story in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Alright, welcome back. So did we vote for Tinubu or he robbed us? That's what, or he robbed us. Did we vote for Tinubu or he robbed us? You've seen this comment in different places. Shout out to Chinye. We were talking about this too. They were talking about the electoral vote was robbed off. So if you're thinking of the votes as what this conversation is about, we easily miss it right there, right? Obviously, Nigeria is the greatest when it comes to rigging, when it comes to electoral. But I think my personal assessment of what happened this last votes, this last electoral process is actually that it was like Peter Obi did fantastically well. We just need to keep the same energy, keep your foot on their neck, and it will be a lot more harder to steal the next one. Okay. Now they went through court system, they went through appeal all the way to Supreme, and Peter Obi and what's his name, Atiku, they still lost, right? You can call that they still stole it, fine. But we gotta expand the conversation beyond they stole the vote. Okay, we have to expand the conversation. All right. As a matter of fact, there is a whole thesis here. That there's a comment that somebody left that inspired me to want to keep talking about this, because again, I'm seeing this as part of the conversation that is really affecting people. You know, it's a mindset that's affecting people, not just at political conversation, but it affects their relationship. Okay, I'm gonna find a video and play it for you right now from there's a young lady called Okwe and Ayo. They are like relationship content creators on YouTube. Okay, their relationship, you know, again, if you notice today, the theme here is, you know, shout out to Baba Dr. Sam Adeyemi. It's about, you know, you may not have seen yourself playing victim. It might be a very subconscious thing, but we've all done it to a large extent. Okay, we've all done it to a large extent. And let me see if I can find this. How come I didn't save it? I thought I saved it. Let me see if I can find a relationship, some relationship. And I did leave a comment. Okay. Oh, so Okwe and Ayo, that's their name. I thought I saved it. Oh, I found it just now. Okay, there you go. He came right up. Ayo and Okwe. Okay, this is them right here. Okay, so they had Pastor Kingsley on one of their videos. I guess the video is going viral. That's why it came on my radar. But let me see if I can find it really quickly. Let's all go on the reels. Okay, this one. I think, is this one? I'm not sure. Let me see.
Kind of move closer.
Okay, this is the whole live video. We're looking for like a short. All right, and in this particular video, anyway, they were okay. Let's see if it's this one. I'm not sure.
Before we got to that,
no, that's not the one. Where is this video? Let's just browse through real quickly. Let's see if I can find it.
Kind of move closer.
That's not the one. It says it was a profound statement they were making.
One of the main
but
single ladies out.
Basically, what they were talking about, let me just tell you. They're good. You can follow them. This platform is called Long Lasting Relationships. So he was saying that they had to learn what they call the apology language, right? The way his wife would apologize was just like, you want something to eat, and he didn't understand the language. He wanted her to speak out. He wanted her to speak out and actually say, I'm sorry, and then he struggled with that for years, and he struggled with that for years. And somebody was in the comment, you have to speak like an adult, or somebody was in the comment saying, you have to speak like an adult, or if you can't speak like an adult, or I said, some people are just never going to learn. They think everything has to be pragmatic. Unfortunately, our whole life is all emotional. And the most powerful beings, people like Tinubu, they understand it and they use it to oppress you. Are they wrong for oppressing you? You're right.
You're right.
But that's not the conversation. My conversation with you is how you're going to re-engage your power playing the victim. You're already a victim. You're right.
You're right.
How are you going to re-engage your power? If you have a wife and the way she wants to apologize is to come to you and show you love, but you're stuck in a certain type of way, and you're like, no, she should understand my apology language too. Like, yeah, she will need to, because you're not perfect. Yeah, poor people are not perfect. Hello, newsflash. Yeah, I know. Even Baba Tinubu said it, that we should let the poor.
Let be poor. Breathe.
But no, poor people are not perfect. You're the victim, but you're not perfect. You, the victim, will require grace a lot of time. That you're not really paying attention. That's the whole point of grace. You're not even paying attention. You don't even realize that you're enjoying that grace. Because the person that's giving you is not telling you. Because if they give you Umadi Siregun, they'll be having telling you and then to mess it up, right? But they just give it to you because, just I'll let that slide, right? That's what this conversation is about. That's what this whole conversation is about. It's applicable in every facet you can think of. So somebody said, point of correction, no one voted for these criminals hiding under the guise of politics. Get that right. These criminals stole their ways into political offices and must be brought to justice, period. Paddy, body system. These false politicians are traitors and criminals hiding under the guise of politics and religion and should be brought to justice. You know what I say to this person?
You're right.
You're right. Now, if we get stuck on that, do you not think another Tinubu will be voted in criminally stolen away? Whatever you are describing just now, do you not think they will find their way in? Because you are busy catching the thief as opposed to strategize, re-engage your power and get it back. Because somehow there's a weak, if somebody robbed you and they broke into your house, right? Do you not want to secure that so that doesn't happen again? Yeah, we're going to secure it by putting them in jail. No, that's not how that works. You might end up putting your own children in jail. You have to think beyond your emotions. You have to think about this as a systemic problem. That's why I said, instead of worrying about the persons, worry about the policies. What kind of policies do we have in place that's encouraging these bad behaviors? What is this that's so weak about our security protective system that's allowing thieves, quote unquote, allegedly thieves like Tinubu, to continue to take advantage and be a traitor, a criminal to become your president? Where's the weak link? Let's have a conversation around that. Can you have that conversation without making it about Tinubu? I doubt it, but let's try it. Okay, let's try it. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. I would like to engage the conversation, okay? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, Porscha Williams past exposed. Scandals since the 80s. Porscha Williams' husband's past exposed. We're talking about Simon Guobadia. Simon Guobadia. Okay. There's a report that came out. Yeah, our Edo brother. I think he's an Edo man, you know. But when you hear him talk, you know that he hasn't lived in Nigeria in a long time. But let's see what this report. I'm not too sure. The story is not adding up very well for me. But nonetheless, I'm going to report on it, and then maybe it will expand into a series as we go, you know. But you know, Simon Guobadia. U.S. denies Simon Guobadia's citizenship over criminal past. I'm reading this from thewillnews.com. It says, February 19, The Will. Nigerian-born Simon Guobadia, the current husband of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real House of Atlanta star Porscha Williams, has been denied U.S. citizenship due to his criminal past, which involves numerous felonies for bank fraud, credit card fraud, identity fraud, and more. Now, I did see a real legal document from the courts. Okay, it's public records out there. On January 11th, a 13-page petition, I did see it, was filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, Atlanta Division. The civil action filing was regarding Simon Iyore Guobadia against the Director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, U.R. Mendoza Jadu, and the Director of the USCIS Atlanta Field Office, Shineka Miller. According to the documents, Guobadia applied for U.S. citizenship and naturalization, but it was denied on July 27, 2022. Subsequently, he requested a hearing, and the denial was reaffirmed. Okay. It is reported that the businessman first came to the United States on August 11, 1982, and overstayed his visitor visa. He did, huh? Well, there's nothing new about that. Many people that you love, friends and all that are now good people, they have papers. Your father, your grandfather, they came in the same way. We can't judge people for that, right? It is what it is. Survival. When it comes down to survival, people do what they have to do. Have I told you that before? People do what they got to do when it comes down to survival, right? It is reported, okay, he overstayed his visitor visa. In 1985, his citizenship application was denied and he was declared deportable in 1985. So he voluntarily left the States on December 28, 1985. I have friends who have done that. He re-entered in June 1986 and again overstayed his 6-month visitor visa. In September 1987, Simon Guobadia was arrested for bank and credit card fraud and pleaded guilty to the felony. Okay, credit card fraud. So now, credit card fraud, I know people too that have done that. Okay, I can't say they're close friends, but I know people that have done that. It doesn't make it right. No, it doesn't make it right, you know. But there was a lot of activities like that in the 80s and the 90s into the 2000s, mid 2000s. It was rampant everywhere, you know. These days you don't hear so much about it, you know, at least not me, you know. But it was a thing at one point. Okay, Simon Guobadia was again arrested in January 1989 for unauthorized use of a vehicle and arrested once more in May 1990 for fraud. He probably was operating a vehicle and it wasn't licensed, right? Because he didn't have papers. He was overstaying his visa, right? In January 1991, Guobadia committed another felony offense for credit card fraud, and in April 1991, an immigration judge ordered him to be deported. I know you're asking the same question, right?
Not be juju be that.
Anyway, that's, you know, I'm surprised it's still around, but some people got away with a lot in the past because, you know, at one point they started introducing fingerprints and DNAs and all this kind of stuff, technology that some people cannot get it, but some people got away with this from the 80s and the 90s, and they are here legally. Okay, Simon Guobadia was again arrested in January 1989. Okay, we already covered that. And they ordered him to be deported. On March 4, 1992, Guobadia was deported and physically removed from the state. Wow. Before his deportation on October 24, 1988, Guobadia was accused of using a different identity to seek temporary resident status under the Social Agricultural Worker SAW program. Despite omitting his criminal past and misrepresenting himself on the application, it was approved, and he received a registration card as a temporary resident on July 25, 1991. I bet they celebrated that. Okay, so now after a waiting period, Guobadia became a permanent resident on April 27, 1992, 26 days after he had been deported under his other undisclosed identity. So of course he came back in. According to the documents, Guobadia applied for naturalization under a second identity on December 22, 2016, but was denied due to the temporary resident status being unlawfully granted. Wow. On December 31, 2020, he filed another application and was denied U.S. citizenship, again due to his not being lawfully admitted for permanent residence. On October 24, 2022, Guobadia requested a hearing and his denial was reaffirmed on November 15, 2022. Guobadia then married Williams in a star-studded lavish wedding. Nice, making sense. Wow, what a journey, right? Yeah. Guobadia then married Williams in a star-studded lavish wedding. On March 13, 2023, Simon Guobadia filed an instant complaint asking the court to vacate the denial and grant him citizenship. However, on January 11, 2024, that's recently, United States District Judge Steve C. Jones ordered that Guobadia's case seeking naturalization be dismissed. United States is essentially saying,
Alright,
so somehow it looks like he's still going to be fine. He's going to stay in. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. Is it village people that's after him or something? If you have resident, if you are legally a resident, what do you need the blue passport for? Just keep using your olori. Why are you bringing light on yourself? I don't understand it. Maybe you guys understand some of this more than I do. Okay, maybe you do. I don't understand it. I don't understand why this guy will not keep quiet somewhere.
Will you keep quiet?
And enjoy his green card, jejely. Enjoy his wife. Why must you be filing paperwork? Are you trying to use coconut head with the United States? Abi, you want to be deported along with Porscha? That's not possible. But by yourself, I've seen people that are husbands of citizens deported. I've seen that happen before. So I'm not sure what is going on here. Maybe you guys know better than I do. Share your thoughts. Let me know what is going on here. Is there a disconnect? Some of you are lawyers. Please share with me. Enlighten me. How does this work? Okay. How does this work? Or is this guy playing with his future?
You they use your future to play.
Is he playing with his future? What is going on here? Can he not just rest and enjoy his green card jejely? Must he file for citizenship? Me, I'm not understanding though. There's a disconnect somewhere in this story for me. But everything up to the recent when he's just filing, when he knows that allegedly he's using Oriolori, why would you want to be exposed, continue to expose yourself in that way? I don't understand it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Let's keep the conversation alive. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And if you're in the chat right now, I want to appreciate you. Okay, I actually like this 1 hour stuff, but let's see how it works out. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one, and peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.